Hey girls, it's Katie. It has been a while since I did a Good Life on a Budget video, but I've been wanting to share this one with you for a really long time. This is one of my favorite recipes and it'll save you a ton of money. We actually have a snow day today, so I have Wednesday morning to record a video in a bright kitchen. I'm really excited. And I'm just one day shy of 20 weeks, so I have we're cooking with a little bump today. This recipe is for homemade granola. I make it every couple of weeks, and I usually double the recipe, and that'll last me about 2 weeks. Today I was running low on oats, so I'm only going to do a single batch. So this will last probably about a week per person. I probably eat larger portions than usual because I really hate having low blood sugar in the morning. But anyway, so this is our homemade granola. It's a very flexible recipe. You can add just about anything you want, but I'll show you how I'm making it today. So the very first step is to set the oven for 275. This is something you can easily make all year round because it doesn't heat up the kitchen too much in the summer. So 275, you've got that preheating. And you're going to need a cookie sheet or a 9x13 casserole dish to bake the granola. So to start off, we combine 4 dry ingredients, and that is 2 cups of old-fashioned rolled oats. I already have mine in here. I was a little bit shy, but this is just about 2 cups worth. And then we're going to add wheat germ. This is a little bit harder to find item. This brand they do sell in just about every grocery store I've ever been to. It'll be with the sort of cereals and oatmeal. And it's a little bit pricey. I use it, I just grew up using it in yogurt, and I really like it in granola. It's super high vitamin E, which is really good for your skin and your immune system. It also has a fair amount of protein and iron, and it's just sort of like has a crunchy, well, a little bit of a crunch, but sort of like a nutty flavor. Anyway, I really like it, and I have seen it other places sold in bags by either Bob's Red Mill or Arrowhead Mills. I can't remember which one, but you might also see it sort of in a bag right about the same size. This jar is 12 ounces. And this jar, I keep it in the fridge. It lasts me at least 6 months, just for the small amount that I use it for. So we're going to use a half a cup of wheat germ to add to our oats. Well, you get it. Okay. We also need just a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I think you can also leave this out. Since it's just a 1/4 teaspoon, I'm just gonna eyeball it. And then we need 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. Let me get 2 out of here. And if you see my my piece of bread in the brown sugar bowl, that's a trick for keeping your brown sugar soft. Just a small piece of bread. And just change it out as the bread gets hard and the brown sugar starts to clump up again. Okay, so we have all of our dry ingredients in the bowl, and I just stir them up to make sure all of the brown sugar is combined with everything else. All right. Also at this point, I'm going to add some orange zest. I'm going to have to use both hands to do that using my grater, but this is, my mother-in-law uses this in her granola recipe and I really like it. Just a little bit of orange, or you could use lemon zest. Later on, we are going to be adding sort of whatever flavors you like, a half to 1 teaspoon of, spices or an extract. So this zest will be sort of part of that. I'll probably do a half a teaspoon. So here is our half teaspoon of orange zest. I'll just combine it and give that another stir. Alright, now we can start with our wet ingredients. Again, it is just 3 items, and the first one is a 1/4 cup of either honey or maple syrup. I'm going to use syrup today. Measure out a 1/4 cup. It's just to your taste what you want to use. So this is going to go into a saucepan because we are going to heat it on the stove. Okay, again I'm going to use 2 hands, but we need 3 tablespoons, the big guys, of any kind of oil. I just have vegetable oil today. Since we're snowed in, I'm not going to go get anything else, but you can use, canola, sunflower oil, really whatever you have. I don't know if I would use olive oil just for the flavor, but work with what you've got. So we're going to do 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil, and then we're going to do 1 tablespoon of just water. And all that goes in the saucepan. So here goes our 3rd tablespoon of oil, and I'm going to go get 1 of water. So our saucepan is going to go on low, and we're just going to bring this to sort of a simmer. So we're going to go over low heat, and we'll just simmer until it starts to bubble and you can tell that everything is getting combined here. Takes just a few minutes. So it's been just a couple of minutes, but you can see it started bubbling up here. We're going to cut the heat. And this is going to combine with our dry ingredients. Just go ahead and pour it over and stir it up. Just want everything to get a little bit wet. Alright, when that looks like it's combined well enough, I'm just going to spread it on our cookie sheet. I don't grease it or anything. It's not a messy cleanup at all. Okay. So you just want to spread it in a thin layer. And this is going to go in our oven right now for 30 minutes. It's just going to bake really low and start to get a little bit toasty. Okay, in we go to our 275 oven. And again for 30 minutes. So while our granola is baking, we can assemble your cup of extras. So I usually do a combination of fruit and nuts, but you want about a total of about a cup. I've got pecans because we have a pecan tree and I have a ton of them. Plus they're like my favorite nut. So I think what I'm going to do today is pecans and cherries, so just to total 1 cup. These are dried cherries. I've made a bunch of different combinations over the years, so I'll post a slide with some ideas for different combinations based on what you have. And I like extras, so I usually make it a heaping cup. This is also the time to get out a 1/2 to 1 teaspoon of spices if you wanted to use cinnamon or ginger. Again, sort of whatever you want. But just get it out so you can sprinkle it on the granola for the second baking. So while that's in the oven, I'm going to share with you the secret of why this recipe is so cheap. I don't need to tell you that cereal in general, but especially the more nutritious cereals and especially granola, are really expensive. I don't buy them in boxes, so I'm not totally sure the prices, but I mean, I think a small box of granola that you would buy in the cereal aisle can easily be $5–6. I'm going to put a link to my video on bulk foods. That'll save you a little bit of money, but even on sale, which is the only time I'll buy pre-made granola from the bulk bins when it's on sale, it's still about $3 a pound. So even without the packaging, it's still up there. The way I make this recipe, I get oats when they're less than $1 a pound, and pretty much all the ingredients you can find in the bulk bins. The exception maybe would be the wheat germ. But like I said, a jar of that costs about $5, and for the amount you use in the recipe, it breaks down to probably 50 cents for the amount that you use. Any of the mix-ins, any of the nuts or fruits, you can just go based on, you know, what's the cheapest. And you can get just as much as you need for the recipe. So if dried cranberries are on sale, you can get a huge amount that'll be more than you need for this recipe for, say, 60 cents. Same thing goes for the nuts. You can get brown sugar that way. I even get my maple syrup in bulk. It comes in like a big vat, and I just refill my jar. Same goes for honey. So if you buy the ingredients in bulk, your granola is super cheap. It's pennies on the dollar. Again, it's going to depend on all of your ingredients as to really what the breakdown would be, but it's definitely a cost savings from buying packaged granola or packaged cereal. On top of that, you get to control exactly what goes in, so you know you're going to like it, and it doesn't have any weird preservatives or anything like that. You can get organic ingredients as much as you want and make it organic too. Also, with all of the protein and fiber and good healthy fats from the nuts you put in it, it's probably healthier than anything you're going to get in a box. Okay, so my 30-minute timer just went off, and we're just going to add our fruit and nuts or whatever your extras are. Sprinkle them over it and give it a little stir, just so everything gets combined. It's also a good time to just sort of unstick any granola that may be starting to stick to the cookie sheet, and just spread it all out again. The reason we don't put the fruit or the nuts in at the beginning is because they'll probably burn, so just play it a little bit safe. This is going to go back in for another 15 minutes, still on 275, just to sort of pull everything together. While that's in the oven, I'll show you all our snow. We are smack in the middle of the desert in the southwestern US right now, and it is 9 degrees outside. Whole city is shut down. Okay girls, so our 15 minutes is up and the granola just came out of the oven. I just let it cool on the cookie sheet, and then I put it in a Tupperware where it will keep fresh for at least a week. And just as you put it in, you can sort of break up any clumps as much as you want. I really hope you like this recipe, and I hope it saves you some money. Thanks for watching.